2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday the 10th of January and it's National Houseplant Appreciation Day. And a big happy birthday to Rob Stewart, Mason Mount, Pat Benatar and Lucy Lewis. A meeting between union bosses and the Health Secretary didn't seem to go particularly well on Monday, seeing as NHS strikes are still going ahead. Rishi Sunak had earlier said he was happy to talk about wages and wouldn't rule out a one-off payment to break the deadlock. Speaking to Sky News, Patricia Marcus from the Royal College of Nursing called the negotiations bitterly disappointing and disputed suggestions the unions were losing support.
I don't think we are losing the battle. I think the government are losing the battle, and the government have to come to the table to have those discussions so that we, within the nursing community, can get this dispute resolved. Unison
says there was a change of tone in the pay discussions, but Unite's lead NHS negotiator, One Kassab, said the talks haven't gone well.
The government have missed yet another opportunity to put this right. We came here in good faith. What they want to talk about is productivity. So today's an insult to our members.
Meanwhile, Steve Barclay's announced emergency plans designed to help ease pressure on the health service. Among them, the government will block book beds in residential homes so more people can be discharged from hospital.
The recovery falls into 3 main areas of work. First, steps to support the system now. Second, steps to support a whole system response this year. And third, our work alongside these 2 areas on prevention.
Questions are being asked about whether the rules need to be toughened up for MPs and the money they get from corporate donors. Sky News and Tortoise Media have found sometimes declarations provide little detail about the origins of donations. One of the biggest donors since the last general election is a firm with no staff or website, and a worker at the registered office address had never heard of it. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says MPs must stick to the rules.
I think transparency is really important, and that's why we have a set of rules and regulations in place to provide that transparency for people.
And this sparked a debate on MPs having second jobs. Stephen Flynn, SNP leader at Westminster, says outside earnings aren't needed at all and MPs should be focused on their constituents.
Broadly speaking, seeing the likes of Theresa May, Boris Johnson and other senior figures raking millions of pounds will stick in the craw of so many people right across the country who at this moment in time are struggling to put 2 pence together.
Officials say 2 British men have gone missing in eastern Ukraine. It's understood the pair left the city of Kramatorsk for Solidar, around an hour's drive away in the Donetsk region, before contact was lost on Friday. The UK Foreign Office is supporting their families. Meanwhile, it's reported the UK is considering whether to donate around 10 tanks to support Ukraine, as the US and Germany have already pledged. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has praised the strength and resilience of their defence.
Only the strengthening of Ukraine, only the successes of Ukraine, only the restoration of territorial integrity of Ukraine, only the return of all our people from Russian captivity are the guarantees of peace. We are bringing it closer every day.
Human rights activist Vladimir Osechkin says Russian soldiers are being pushed into the hell of the war and treated as cannon fodder.
Of those who were sent to the war zone, most of them won't come back. The death toll is in the thousands. The survival rate is 15 to 20%. Most of the survivors were seriously wounded. That is, it is a meat grinder.
Intense weather conditions have been wreaking havoc in America and Australia. On Monday, President Biden issued an emergency declaration to support storm response and relief efforts for California as tens of thousands of people received orders to evacuate their homes. In Western Australia, floods destroyed highways and bridges, with reports some evacuation centres are struggling to cope with the number of people who've been displaced. Described as a 1 in 100-year flood, former tropical cyclone Ellie brought a year's worth of rain to the Kimberley region in just a few days last week. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has toured some of the areas affected and offered emergency help for the victims.
This has been a traumatic experience for people. People are doing it tough, and we will have to ensure that every support is given in terms of councils being on the ground.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Gareth Bale hangs up his boots and Michelle Yeoh's making history. Right after this. Welcome back.
3.
Monday afternoon brought a surprise as Gareth Bale, Wales captain and the most capped Welsh player of all time, announced his retirement. He also retired from his current club Los Angeles FC, which he only joined in June, and has played for just 12 times, but still managed to help them win their first MLS Cup title. He's not ruling out some further involvement in Welsh football though, saying it runs through his veins and that the dragon on his shirt is all he needs. Meanwhile, in the FA Cup third round game, Oxford United played host to Premier League leaders Arsenal. After a tough first half, the second saw 2 goals for Eddie Nketiah and a 3-0 win for Arsenal, but manager Mikel Arteta was full of compliments for Oxford.
They make it difficult for you, they compete really well, and you have to be patient, and we were patient, and we find the right opening, and the goals obviously help us to control the game better in the last 20 minutes.
Michelle Yeoh's become the first Asian actress to win a Best Acting honour from the National Board of Review. The Everything Everywhere All at Once star received a standing ovation for her acceptance speech in New York, where she described the road to Hollywood after getting her start in the Hong Kong film industry. Top Gun Maverick took top honours at the ceremony, with Best Director going to Steven Spielberg, and Michelle was incredibly proud.
I am the first Asian actress in the 45 years of the National Board of Review to receive this award. So it means the world to me, but I think it means so much more to everyone that looks like me, because I believe this is a watershed moment, and let's break that goddamn glass ceiling and shatter it to bits.
It looks like serial killer Joe Goldberg's about to receive a taste of his own medicine. The trailer for season 4 of You shows him receiving a creepy text message. Joe, played by Penn Badgley, tried to escape his messy past and start a new life in London, where there appears to be another murderer on the loose. The first few episodes drop on Netflix on February the 9th, with part 2 coming in March.
Did you kill someone? Or did someone break your heart?
Did you break my heart, Marianne? Heartbreak is always a catalyst for a new path.
You're a murderer, Joe.
You're wrong about me. I'm gonna prove it to you.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.